Maggie, am I going to have to put you away?
No.
Okay.
She's
a special guest.
Special guest magpie.
Just so long as she doesn't start hollering.
About the current topic?
She reminds me of Biddy. That's why I like her. Except for Biddy stinks. Do you stink?
Biddy is old as fuck.
She's like 11.
Start the intro.
Okay.
Did you know that old people stink to let you know they're dying?
Why are you...
Save it for the cast!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Loot Table. As always, it's been a while. I know we say that a lot, but it has been. It's been like 2 weeks, I think.
We are running out of back buffer, so we're going to have to get up on this shit.
We need to knock some out,
Yes.
a couple in a row sometime soon. So anyway, as always, it's your taco. The one and only. Super sweet. Kind of salty. Oh yeah.
Are you going down on that mic?
I am. On this mic.
Mike the comic guy, how's it going, guys?
Also,
unintentional segue.
we've also got
I forgot what the fuck I'm called.
Jer Bear. Just
Thank
go Jer
you.
Bear.
Chair Bear or
Calforn.
Calfor.
He was not going as Calforn. That was a joke.
It's because there's someone over here who's a fucking asshole.
Excuse me. DJ's right there. God.
We call him rental car.
Yeah. And our
EB0.
one and only EB0
EB0.
got over here.
Space Cave!
And last but not least, the black guy. The black guy.
What?
DJ.
Is that all you feel you are to us?
Well,
I think
everyone needs a token.
I thought you were the token. But for a different minority.
He's a goat token.
I don't know. You're like the
A
white
tutu.
Scandinavian.
Russian? Like,
He's a 2-2
I
goat
got
token.
Russian.
You're like blonde hair. Or do you have blue eyes?
No.
Oh, okay.
My eyes are brown, so I'm full of
Brown.
shit.
What kind of match your hair?
I don't want to
Little
say anything,
hazel.
but...
Well, it's alright. I already hear it a lot.
Yeah.
Is there anyone here that doesn't have brown eyes?
I've got like greenish
Like
eyes.
hazily, mostly brown though.
Hazel.
Okay, so people with brown eyes that are in denial. That's
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, that
I've got
sounds like
green
somebody
eyes.
who has brown eyes that doesn't want to say brown. It's Hazel.
It's other stuff
Hazel
other than
Americans.
brown. It's not just brown. My wife's eyes are brown. They're like brown. They used to be just black.
I don't even care anymore. That's the term I'm using. Hazel Americans.
Hazel Americans. I guess on the topic of race, I wanted to talk about something I know extremely weird and
This can't go well.
out of form, but cultural appropriation, just in general. What brought this up was I was on Facebook earlier, and I saw something about Obama discouraging schools from having Native American mascots. Something like that. He said, in this day and age, it shouldn't happen. And I started doing some research. I was reading comments and stuff like that, and I was like, there sure is a lot of people on here that claim to be natives that have zero issues with people having Native American mascots.
Well, we have to take a step back, and we have to first acknowledge and recognize that the term cultural appropriation ultimately originates with the social justice movement.
I mean,
You can take that as the legitimate social justice movement or the Tumblr version of the social
yeah, I
justice
don't know if it
movement.
originates with the internet per se.
I didn't say internet. I said social justice movement. That's been a thing before the internet.
Yeah.
It's just Tumblr took that crazy stupid length.
So to me personally, I don't recognize, I don't subscribe as a native. I'm sure that most people in this room have Native American lineage of some sort, even if you don't recognize it.
I am directly descended from Sitting Bull.
Yeah,
Legit.
Really?
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's a nickname opportunity we missed.
But but yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got Cherokee and Blackfoot, but it's not like something that I recognize with every day or that is part of my personal culture.
No, if I did that, I would feel so fucking fake.
Well, it's the thing about this topic is it's extremely easy to try to reduce it to a black and white scenario, but when you do that, you lose out on any real conversation. Mm-hmm. You can't have a real conversation when you boil it down to black and white. There's shades of gray to this problem. The way I see it is, think of old blaxploitation films. Mm-hmm. Those are cultural appropriation. They are very negative. But they are done at other people's expense.
That term that you're using, cultural appropriation, doesn't explain it completely. Those are racist and stereotypical.
Well, that's when people say cultural appreciation, what they really mean is that you're being racist, but but in a way that you don't think it's wrong.
And that's why I think it's dumb to call two things the same thing. That to me, they don't mean the same thing. Cultural appropriation to me does not mean racist.
Here's a good example. We have a sister city. The city we live in has a sister city in Japan.
China.
In Japan. We have a Japanese fall festival.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, that's why we have the fall
Yeah,
festival.
we have a huge Japanese fall festival here.
Our college has a sister college in China, so that's why I was like, I figured our sister city was in China.
No,
It's
so
Isesaki is
Right.
our sister city. So.
well, now they know where we live.
Whatever.
Good job. So we have this giant festival where we honor Japanese traditions. We do Japanese dances. We eat Japanese foods, and yes, it's largely a whole bunch of white people.
And
That-
there's a large group of fucking. This is the weeaboo calling
Yeah.
these fuckers weeaboo that show up in like Naruto headbands and shit.
Yes.
I'm like, that is not what this is about.
Yeah, but who
that
are you to tell
festival.
them?
That's my point.
I
is,
don't say anything.
That festival is seen as cultural appropriation by the diehard internet social justice people.
I can't stand that.
Well, it's not, because it's led and directed by Japanese people.
I know, and
It's a celebration of
Exactly. It's sharing.
What I
It's
was-
sharing culture.
Exactly. Yeah.
what I was reading online that kind of brought this whole thing up, other than this Native American thing, was I think it was either a Tumblr or a Reddit post that somebody had shared to Facebook about a little girl throwing a Japanese tea
That was
party.
definitely a Tumblr post. That's not Reddit.
But somebody was like, "Oh, this is cultural appropriation, and I hate it. And you're
Teach
a
your
horrible
kids not to
person."
do this, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And then...
And she seemed like she was being extremely
Well, did you see...
detail oriented. Yeah, the
actual Japanese person,
American
yeah.
person who posted, who
Yeah.
said that we welcome this. We want to share our culture. I mean,
That'd be
what
like-
is culture? But a mix of other countries.
Their rights, their ways, their art. I mean,
that's like saying that all of the American Whovians, and there's a lot of us now, are culturally appropriating that from England. It's the same.
There
as
are people out there
culturally,
that say that
like
you
that's
are.
crazy when like BBC wants that because it means a shit ton more money.
Yeah.
But it's that iconic to their culture.
it falls back to the globalization of the world.
Yeah.
The world is getting to be a smaller place.
It's slowly becoming the monoculture that even Warren Ellis spoke of in his Transmetropolitan comic.
That's what I'm scared of. I don't think we're going towards a monoculture. I think we're just going to a more integrated one.
Yeah.
I can go out and experience nearly anyone's culture.
Oh, I hope that's where we're going to. Yeah. I don't want to see McDonald's everywhere and that's the only choice. I want the really good Chinese food place with the Chinese, made by the Chinese people who, like, that was their family recipes and stuff like that. I love food is a huge thing. I love experiencing new ones.
Would somebody, I guess an SJW would say, me going to a Japanese steakhouse or a sushi place would be cultural appropriation because it's most likely not run by, 100% Japanese-blooded Americans.
It's dumb.
They're probably got decor up that you wouldn't see in America otherwise.
I think there's this big thing that's going against the melting pot.
I don't understand.
I got in an argument with someone about they were working in LA and were offended that when they called into something when they clicked on something on a website, it switched to Spanish automatically, which just misclicking. But and she was saying how she's sick of the Mexicans ruining in LA and stuff like that. I'm like, what we started by melting pot. She's like, oh, it's bullshit. I'm like, that's not bullshit.
Like, there's not a single American here that isn't an immigrant at some point. So
or has immigrants in their family, in their close family, like just a couple
even
generations ago.
The people that make those comments don't have any historical context for their words at all. They're ignorant, is what they are, and stupid even.
I just kind of wish that people would not take offense to everything. I mean, not immediately jump to that. Like,
Right.
Be so PC.
well, yeah.
You PC,
But I mean,
bro?
it's like there's levels of not seeing malice in everything that people do. It's like if they said, "Hey, somebody's sitting Indian style and they're laying in the street," that's kind of terrible.
Yeah.
If they're just kids sitting down
Yeah.
with their legs crossed,
It doesn't mean any harm.
no,
Like,
exactly.
Well, they don't. You're not allowed to call it sitting Indian style.
No.
I think
Cross-sauce.
I think Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt did that the perfect way because one of the characters on that show is from a Native American family,
oh yes.
and she says, we sit crisscross applesauce, and they're like, It's Indian style. That's our way of sitting. So,
yeah, and that's another thing. Like I tried growing up, we all called them Indians. You know, that's what we were taught in school, even. And you know, as an adult, I've tried to get away from that because I thought myself that it was being, you know, negative in some way. That I'm not calling them Native Americans. I don't know what they would rather be called. I have no idea.
That's the important part. There's two different, and this applies to many, many topics. It's just like economics. The difference between micro and macroeconomics is a huge one, but fundamentally they're talking about the same thing. It's the same thing. You have micro and macro settings and etiquette for this stuff. When you're talking about a group of people, when you then try to take that conversation and apply it to an individual and say, well, I should call this individual this because that's how people refer to this group, that's when it becomes wrong. Like I made a joke about Hazel Americans. That may piss off people. If I met someone and it pissed them off and they told me, I won't call them that anymore. Because it's on an individual basis.
I mean, that's a good rule. Just to bring it back to Native Americans, the mascots. Like, to me, personally, I would have no issue at all if somebody appropriated, I put that in quotes, air quotes, my culture as a mascot. Unless it was for a negative reason or it was blatantly racist. Like, one thing that I'm mixed on, Redskins.
Yeah.
Like,
I have no way around that.
I don't know.
That's racist as hell.
The name, yes. The actual, like, picture?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, what they would look like.
Yeah, like, it's a, like what you would see.
If they had the Cleveland Indians
the Cleveland,
with the Redskins name, that's pretty
I want
bad.
to see him change the Cleveland Indians to, like, have, like, dots, not feathers. I think that'd be cool.
I think...
Well, it's just like if someone decided to be like the Toledo Blackfaces. I mean, that's the equivalent to it.
It is to us, but what does that mean to a Native American? Like, that's the question. Like, what is the outlook of that
is there an
minority?
undercurrent of like, well, not only are you naming your sports team after me, this on and a shit like. I don't know sports, so I don't know. It's like, not only are you naming it like a shitty sports team after me, but this is after you, like, raped our people and gave us plague goods. Or...
Well, it's like the difference between Redskins and Braves. I mean, to me, Braves would be honoring, you know, that title, that
Chiefs.
heritage. The Chiefs, the Chiefs. That would be honoring that heritage. But Redskins, to me, sounds racist. What does it mean to Native Americans?
Why can there not be a moderate approach is what I always go back to. Yeah. Is it racist or not? I don't know because I don't identify that way. But if people who do, if there are tribes on a reservation who speak up and say, you know, guys, this really bothers us, then yes, I think they should listen to that.
Yeah, I think it's a good,
if
a fair rule.
If they're not saying that, and it's just a whole bunch of bored...
White people?
Yeah, just a whole bunch of bored people that live in the city who want to get mad about something...
That's what most of this shit is.
And that's what it's hard to differentiate, especially on the internet.
Specific example of Native Americans getting pissed off about something was the new... You heard about that Netflix deal with Adam Sandler? Like, his next 4 movies are going to be on Netflix exclusively?
I didn't. That's unfortunate.
Because... Why? Their last 4 have sucked. Or actually, the last, 10 movies he's made have sucked. And
I know.
Netflix is the only ones that...
I've got Netflix. I don't want to see his movies.
Okay.
I'm certain that Adam Sandler's aware of what he's doing.
But apparently one of them is a Western and involves a lot of Native American stuff. And one day, the entire cast walked out. They were like, fuck this.
Alright, see, I've heard that, but on the same end, I heard that it was like one of them, he was just upset and left. So...
We'd have to do some fact checking.
Yeah, because because I heard the first thing, I was like, well, that seems, how many is a lot? And then they're like, well, a couple of them are a little upset that kept going, but one of them just flat out left. It's like, well, that's like 5 fucking people,
But what if only 5 of them were Native American?
That's the thing, is you're not going to get an entire group of Native Americans because
I'm just saying
most of them are going to look at the casting call and be like, no, fuck you. But
no, and it's just difficult, you know, to be cis white male in a politically correct world. It's like, what can we say? What can't we say?
God, you're drawing them to us.
And it's
you understand what you just said. It's so difficult to be the entitled upper class that has all things given to me.
We have
My life is so hard.
We have a black guy here, guys. Don't target us. We got a black guy.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is the exact thing. Like, what if I said something stupid, or like Zach said, like, what if I just made a target?
When
out
do
of
you
this?
not say something stupid?
That's true, but Jerbear is an idiot. So.
Case in point.
This is actually something that is really near and dear to my heart, because I truly believe the only way that we can ever have a equal and fair place for discussion is if the internet was completely anonymous.
No.
Yes, to the point where even you revealing facts about yourself, you should be shamed for it. Bringing up your gender, your skin color, or any of it should be something that you get ridiculed for.
That's a horrible idea.
No, because if you do, that's the only time where you can discuss ideas away from that. There's a time and place for everything. I'm not saying society should be like that, but there is value to those kinds of places. And 4chan, despite how shitty it is, the whole tits or get the fuck out thing, yes, it's shitty, but it also proves the point that no one cares that you're a girl here. When you bring up your gender, you're now made the entire conversation about your gender.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important not to bring it up.
But I'm saying, like, that's an important place on the internet. I don't think the entire internet should be anonymous.
Well, I mean, you should have the right to be anonymous.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen live. If I'm having a conversation with you, and you have a disagreement with me, and you start making assumptions or trying to bring up where I live or what race I am or something like that, that tells me that the conversation isn't about what we're talking about anymore.
Definitely.
And that happens way too often.
But also, on the flip side, anonymous people find it way too easy to become keyboard warriors or SJWs or racist or sexist or stupid or mean or, downright insane. People, and this is a great segue into the fandom of Steven Universe.
Yeah. Go ahead. This was this is DJ's topic. Let him go ahead.
I know nothing.
It's so bad. Just real quick, though.
It's actually so bad that on 4chan's cartoon and comic board, mentioning Steven Universe gets you banned.
It's so bad, but just real quick, a little fun tidbit. I don't know if it's true or not. Apparently, Oklahoma means redskin.
Oh.
So, I mean, we got a state named after it. Are we changing that anytime soon?
No, that's not going to happen.
I don't know if that's true. I read it somewhere. I don't know if it's 100%.
We'd have to change the entire musical if we did
Oklahoma. But anyway, so on to the fandom, the horrible fandom that is Steven Universe.
My problem with fandoms in general, or at least animated fandoms, like I like animation more than live action stuff. Just in general, that's my preferred medium.
You're seeing us as cartoons right now, aren't you?
Huh?
You're seeing us as cartoons right now, aren't you?
I am not going to confirm or deny that. So
it's not Ahmed from Community.
You broke me.
But at any rate, I was just wondering why it is that it seems fans of animation, like cartoon fans and stuff like that, seem to be the ones to just run rampant with just horrible ideas and speech, and it seems like 90% have Asperger's.
They develop negative opinions of the entire community.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying is like that these fandoms somehow have forgotten how to act in society.
Yes.
I think
it's more about the individual.
Well, it is, and it's also, I think, because I think back to when My Little Pony was big, they create insular societies. It's the same, we're just talking about SJWs like they're a boogeyman. It's the same with the Reddit circle jerk. It's the same everywhere you go. When you create an insular group of people who all agree on something and they don't interact with other people, they get used to constantly being built up, constantly being told their ideas are correct, and those bad traits that they need to be discouraged from doing end up getting encouraged because that's all they're getting in this tight little community.
Should we
explain why this is all going on?
The situation.
Because there was a girl who had been doing fan art for, I think, a couple of years, and like on an old picture, apparently some SJW Steven Universe fan saw a picture of one of the main characters who in the show is like a 8-foot tall, wide, woman. She's not fat, but she's,
she's got hips.
Yeah, she's a large woman.
Garnet?
No.
No. Okay.
It was his mother.
Oh.
And she was drawn thin. I went back and I searched for the particular picture, and it only showed one arm. And from the time that the picture was would have been shown, nobody had a clearer image of her anyway, for the most part.
when it was drawn, she hadn't appeared on the show yet?
Yeah, like
Okay.
they had pictures of her face, kind of. They hadn't had a full body shown yet. And like they attacked her like viciously to the point that she almost committed suicide. Like she's in the hospital
she
now.
tried
I think.
to, right?
Yeah,
She
she tried
attempted.
to. She
How old is
attempted.
this girl?
Oh, it's not
Does it
very
matter?
like. Yeah,
I mean, a passionate member of a community was attacked by other members of that community
Fuck
because it
you
didn't
guys.
conform to
Yeah.
the same ideas.
And it's the same everywhere. Like
Yeah.
you see people on Tumblr leaving in droves because of this exact same issue. Not almost to the T. Like they're fans of Steven Universe or they've seen the show and they want to do fan art of it. But if you do it in any different way than the original artist has done it already, then you're attacked immediately.
Another good group of that is the Super Hulock fans. The ones that are fan of Supernatural, Sherlock, and Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Those three are some of the most cancerous communities I have ever interacted with. Because if you disagree with the headcanon that they've built up in any way, they will viciously attack you.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that for a live action shows.
That's what's crazy. Yeah, those three shows, Super Hulock is the...
Yeah, because you
Sure.
get a lot of people who are fans of all the same one.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of crossover.
I think we have a special guest appearing.
Oh,
A challenger appears.
no, I was going to say a wild Ryan.
Special guest. Hey. How's it going, guys? Hey, we're in the middle of doing a loot cast. Feel free to sit anywhere.
I'm going to sit here. I'll sit on the floor.
We have local artist Ryan Wheaton. Hello, hello.
Well, as an artist, this is a topic that you might have a stake in.
Let's catch him up.
Yeah, we've been talking about the insanity of fandoms, essentially, and how recently a girl who had been doing fan art for Steven Universe was attacked by SJW fans of the same show to the point that she almost took her life. She's in the hospital now, I think.
Yeah.
But we're just commenting on why this happens, and it seems to be predominantly animation, but there are apparently Super Hulock fans who are completely insane for their fandoms also, and...
What was the issue with the fan art? Was it
She had drawn a character that is bigger, thinner,
Yeah.
but she did it at a time when that character hadn't even shown up on the show yet.
so? Is that trivial?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very trivial, and people attacked her for...
Well, and apparently she drew another character like an interpretation of them as a Muslim or something like that. Because I think she is Muslim or Middle Eastern of some kind.
We don't fact check.
No, but like that was one of the things is like they accused her of cultural appropriation
Yeah.
because of drawing them as a different interpretation. It's
I
like
think I read
it's a
somewhere.
fucking cartoon.
I read somewhere that she drew Garnet without a fro. Drew her with straight hair. And Garnet is a African American character. I
Steven
presume.
Universe is a
she's
target for
An
this.
alien.
She's a gem.
The Steven Universe is the right target for this because Steven Universe is actually incredibly forward and accepting of different cultures and people. It features predominantly people that are not regular thin white people.
Yeah.
And it's attracted fans who like that. And now you have fans who are expanding on that and getting attacked for it, which is almost the exact opposite of what the show stands for.
And I should say that all of this has taken place, I think, on Tumblr,
Yeah.
which has become
not
a
on
breeding
Tumblr.
ground.
Tumblr's the worst.
Yeah. See? So before we get too far, let's do an introduction. We have Ryan Wheaton here, who is
Hello.
a local artist. We've seen your work; it's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Big fans.
So, as an artist, have you ever come across any fan art that you won't do, or any pushback from a community?
I really try and stay away from fan art just in general.
Yeah.
Just as an artist, I like to push my own thing.
Yeah.
I've done like a Monster Squad print because that movie from the 80s really resonates with me.
That's become more popular here lately.
Yeah. I think it being on Netflix has
Oh, yeah,
turned a
that's
lot
true.
of people on to it. People can stumble across it easier, but I've just never been into fan art. It just always felt weird, making money off of other people's...
Well, do you do anything personally? Because I think all this is just posted to their personal pages. I don't know if they're selling
she's
prints
not
of this.
selling
Yeah.
So.
I do, but I don't typically share it. And
Yeah.
I'm fine with people that do. I haven't really ran into anything with being attacked, for
Yeah.
instance. but I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Especially on Tumblr, it's really prevalent. And I don't know what it, because Tumblr is supposed to be really accepting, and it's like extremely accepting as long as you align with what they want to accept.
There's that asterisk.
Yeah.
It's something I've seen on. I'm not on Tumblr a lot, so I don't know if this is for these fandoms. But on Reddit, the Ninja Turtle and Pokemon stuff, I keep up with just because me and my son love Ninja Turtles and Pokemon, keep up to date on giveaways and stuff. The fan art in different interpretations is actually welcomed and celebrated in those. Is everyone experience different in Tumblr, or is that just not current enough for people to?
I have no idea.
I avoid Tumblr like the plague.
What we're talking about right now, it's easy to pick on Tumblr because that's just the one most people pick. But really, any website has some level of this.
Yeah.
You know, on Reddit, you have an actual up and down vote mechanic. If you go into a subreddit for a community and you say something the community disagrees with, you will literally be downvoted to the point where no one will see what you said.
I'm always on new anyways.
Yeah, I mean, so like if I go into the Hearthstone subreddit and I say that I support Blizzard and all their decisions, I'm immediately going to be downvoted. So,
Oh, Jesus.
so yeah, I mean, it's not just Tumblr. It's every website. You just have to be mindful of that. And I don't know, on fan art in general, I've always thought that fan art was a way for a lot of people who are interested in art to get started.
Yeah.
Because you can base your work on something. And
I started tracing like Joe Madura's Spider-Man team up with X-Men in the 90s and stuff like that, and found out that I'm not an artist, but hey, it helped me.
Like all that
understand
I
that.
drew when I was a kid was Sonic and Earthworm Jim. That's it.
That's what bothers me when these people get attacked. Even if they are bad. Even like the kids that draw terrible Sonic the Hedgehog.
Putting kids in the fucking hospital.
Cold Steel the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Are you talking about OCs?
Yes. I mean, they shouldn't be discouraged because that's them playing around with and potentially discovering that they like doing that.
Yeah.
And they may grow into doing their own art.
Well, yeah, there's another local artist. Oh man,
Sorry, little
Gary
shark.
Bedell, who actually either was going to or did draw some Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, and that could easily have started as a fandom, and he did it professionally or was slated to. No, I think he worked on a video game instead, but he was definitely
Yeah, he used to
by
do a lot of productions for Nintendo DS games.
Oh.
There's a studio in
Yeah,
town that
that's
did a
right.
lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
417, I think. The Studio 417
I think
that does
so.
it?
Is that the guys that did Delver's Drop?
No, this is
No.
This was Black Lantern Studios.
Oh, Black Lantern, yeah,
Delver's
that's it.
Drop kind of came off of that.
Oh, okay.
Black Lantern did a lot of.
I still can't wait for that game to come out.
Yeah.
hopefully
It's still not out yet?
They have playable alphas and stuff, but they're doing more with it.
And that's the roguelike, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Zelda roguelike.
Yeah.
That's that. So, yeah.
I've known about it for a little while now.
You have to come over and check it out sometimes.
Yeah, I'm pretty good friends with those guys. They are diligently working, but games are very expensive.
Yeah.
You know?
And
there's-
time-consuming.
And there's, I don't know if you're familiar with scope creep, as the... They raised $150,000 for Kickstarter. They only wanted $75,000, so I'm sure instantly the scope of the game grew.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to fill it, and then they realize, like, oh shit, we need more money. I don't know, can I cuss on this? Sorry.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, you're good.
No, you can't fucking cuss. Don't fucking cuss, motherfucker.
You can say anything you want, even if it's really dumb.
Yeah, that's
Whoa, Taco has that on. Taco has that on lock.
that's mine.
Right,
That's
sure.
my thing.
You're getting the SJW, is it?
We do try to avoid, referring to people like by racial stereotype names. But if you want to go there,
Sexual
I mean,
orientation,
The
Any
word
derogatory
Taco
words
really
like
likes
that.
to say that he's trying not to say it.
I didn't even
I know, I'm
really
trying to
like
bait him
saying
I'm
it.
into
really
it.
proud of you for not saying
I don't even really like saying it. Just the
the
fact that I
bundle of
can't say it.
sticks. F word.
I can't say it now, so I'm just like, wow, I feel like I could fit this in places.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, talking about fandoms, let's talk about a fandom that
Well,
I am extremely proud of right now.
Oh wait.
That is, just beyond pride overflowing from me. Recently, I don't know the name of the fellow, but he reached out to Lucasfilms, Disney,
Oh, yes.
and JJ to see if he could watch the episode 7 before it came out, because he is terminal right now. He's got terminal
Sadly, he
cancer.
is living the plot to Fanboys.
Yeah.
With sadly less. Oh crap.
Comedy.
No, the chick in the. God, with Dax
girl
Shepard's
from-
wife.
Yeah, the girl from that
Dexter's
show
wife?
that everybody watched that I didn't
Oh,
like.
you haven't watched Veronica Mars? It's
No.
amazing.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say Breaking Bad.
I have no idea. But no, it's I just can't believe, like, I figured
believe
it would happen, but I didn't think it would happen that soon. Like, I saw this
Yeah.
blow up overnight.
Yeah.
This guy was he had made a video or something like that. His wife had reached out to everybody to see if they could spread the word about it. And it's amazing that he got to watch an uncut
It is awesome.
version of it, but he still got to watch it.
My only thought is, what if it ends on a cliffhanger? Like, that had just got to be the worst.
Well, I guess it's better than the guy who killed himself because there was a black storm.
Oh, that wasn't fake.
That wasn't true.
Oh, is it?
That was
Is that from like Empire News or
Yeah.
what?
A little. I don't know. I didn't
Offshoots
feel
of
like
Onion.
clicking on it. And,
That is actually where the racist Star Wars tweet thing started. The hashtag started from that, and it's fake. Like, everybody started to like being racist for real from this fake article. It was just
wow.
But no, I'm just super happy to be a part of that fandom right now. I did get into a kind of a
Daniel Fleetwood is his name.
Daniel Fleetwood, yeah. I did get into kind of a bit of an argument with somebody over the new Star Wars film, Episode 7, Force Awakens. I don't know if you guys have read about the new kind of headcanon fan fiction that's out there about Jar Jar Binks.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
I've read
yeah.
So
Darth Jar Jar.
So
yeah.
Jar Jar Binks being the most evil and maniacal and powerful person in the universe.
I saw that because I visit the Star Wars subreddit frequently. I saw that when it was posted there for the first time,
Such a
and
geeky sentence.
it blew my mind.
I
It really did, because it's so thorough. He has video proof of scenes.
he goes
like,
play by play.
Yeah, like there's a scene where Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Jar Jar Binks are sneaking, and there's like a retinue of soldiers below them, and they're on a balcony. And they're trying real hard to be sneaky, and Jar Jar is just like walks behind them completely silently. And they jump off like Jedi, and you see Jar Jar jump as high as they do, immediately turn around and grab the ledge, like a ninja. Hangs there, they fall down, you see the droid shoot up here, and then he jumps down here.
He
does like a
falls on the other
10-foot
side.
jump out of the way of the
And
laser
the droid
bolts.
follows him to
They
his
do,
landing point.
yes, they do comparisons of him and like drunken martial arts.
That's one
and
thing.
so scenes like of him fighting like 20 droids at once, just like stumbling and taking out like all these droids on accident.
That's one the one comparison that I loved that I thought was definitely real, and I was like 100%.
Well,
George Lucas was like 100% about
Yeah,
this.
no, it's supported because they said that after the first movie came out, they had to make major changes to the next two. They didn't say why, but everyone hated Jar Jar Binks in the first movie.
Jar Jar Binks' actor tweeted, "I'm glad that everybody's starting to see this person in the light that he was supposed to be," and then he hashtagged the Phantom Menace in it.
Yeah,
and like
he was supposed to be. That's the theory, is that Jar Jar Binks was the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, like he was.
As long as he doesn't talk like
exactly.
Well, they
Jim
even
Crow
say that he's a
character.
warrior. He's supposed to be a Gungan warrior.
And everybody blames George Lucas for that. That was the actors that came up with his voice.
I can't stand his
Like,
voice.
Yeah.
That was the actor that did
If they
that. I
make
mean, I'm
Jackie
going to
Chan,
say
I will buy an action figure right now.
it was awful. Like, it was and annoying. But you can't call George Lucas racist for that one. That one was not him.
I was looking at Jar Jar in a
What
new
about
light.
the Trade Federation?
That was straight up China.
George Lucas has been big that the original three are supposed to mirror the original, like poetry, and you have a character like Yoda in the original who just seemed like a weird green Muppet and secretly was a badass.
Yeah.
And I
So
think
it's like Sam Seed from the Drunken Master Legends and
Jar Jar was supposed to be the poetic mirror to Yoda.
He was
You
supposed to
think
be the
he's
Yoda
silly?
Chewbacca. He was supposed to be the companion and the mysterious backstory character that nobody thought about. So, I mean, that alone is pretty awesome. And I think if they open that up in the new trilogy...
I hope they ignore that the first three exist.
No, they won't.
The best part, though,
I think
the
they will.
person who posted that, I believe his username was the Chewbacca's son in the
Lobaka?
Christmas special.
Oh god, no,
I think
not
that's what his
Lobaka.
name was.
Wait,
Oh, wait, no, Lobaka was the actual
Young Jedi
canon
Knight,
son.
well, not
No,
anymore,
this is the
canon,
Christmas special son. The one
Yeah,
I
but-
want to know about.
Oh, God, what was that fucker's
I think
name?
it's
I
like
forgot.
Wampa something. I
Wampa.
don't know. I can't remember anymore.
Oh,
I don't
was
know,
an
that-
abortion.
That video was so bad. Like, to see a Chewbacca, or a Chewbacca, a Wookiee
Chewbacca,
grandfather.
oh my God. So many nerd stares.
Just, did you see that scene though? Like where
I
he puts on
tried to.
he puts on a little like basically an Oculus Rift, and somebody lap dances for him. It's like you see this old freaking Wookiee getting a hard on in a Christmas special, and it's just like, oh my god.
Can we just not acknowledge it? Please.
I didn't want to bring it up. Casey's the one who brought it up, so I
That's
don't
what
know.
George Lucas wants to do if he had. He said if he had the resources
for the season. Speak of another fandom that's actually been treated well lately. Is anyone else seen Ash versus Evil Dead?
No.
Oh no, I've heard. I saw that on Facebook or something recently. I was like, oh, is this a new thing or what's going on with that?
Didn't Stars put it up online for free?
The first episode, yeah.
That's been very common. First episode of season 9 of Doctor Who is free on YouTube.
What's that? Drug dealer mentality.
Yeah.
First case is free.
Yes, it's free.
But then you'll just pirate it or stream it after that. So I don't know what they were thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Oh no,
Anything else goes. But
we don't pirate anything.
We don't pirate stuff.
Everyone here fires their stuff completely legally.
Yeah.
So between us all, there's probably $300 of Crunchyroll subscriptions.
Of course. Wink.
But
the great thing about Crunchyroll is you don't even have to subscribe.
Just don't even. We're not even.
Call back to that joke.
We're so over that
please
joke.
sponsor us, someone. Anyone.
So
On a related note to Ash vs. the Evil Dead, something that's been on my mind a lot is we've seen a really, really strong revival of post-apocalyptic stuff.
well, I mean, we've seen it building up since Fallout 3.
Well,
I'd like to say.
Everyone thought it peaked with The Walking Dead. But now we've got Mad Max coming out,
Oh, yeah.
we've got Ash vs. the Evil Dead, we've got Case of Cud being real popular right now, Fallout 4 coming out.
They are doing another Mad Max, the same director. Thank God.
It's a post-apocalyptic world right now.
There's something really awesome that goes on back home in Arizona called it's post-apocalyptic pre-enactment. They go to Uranium Springs and basically it's like SCA for Fallout / Mad Max. And it sounds like a fucking blast. Every time my buddy Zach comes back with pictures and stuff, like he forgets half the weekend because he's drunk all the time. Because
that's the SCA high.
Yeah, that's the SCA.
Yeah.
There's a potions dealer that like is basically just a mix master and like glowing drinks and shit.
That's pretty cool.
They have armor made out of license plates and
I was
stop
gonna-
Tires
signs.
and
I was going to say, that's if you don't have armor made out of stop signs, then just go home.
yeah.
You just create this persona, go out in the desert for a weekend and play it, and you're like, man, I wish we had something like that here.
I've seen pictures of societies like that overseas and like Europe and stuff. They're huge on like. There's one that's specifically geared towards Fallout. There's the SCA ones. The more fantasy based ones. I mean, they love it over there, and we talk about the SCA because I think Zach, EV0 and I were in it for a little while
I
here
wanted to
locally.
be so bad for so long.
I was a blacksmith.
Yeah, he was
specifically
an
an armor
apprentice
smith.
To a
Don't you mean
blacksmith.
African American Smith?
No, a hazel smith.
Okay.
But
Jokes,
yeah.
folks. Jokes.
It was a lot of fun. I remember the times that we spent fondly, all the way up to, I think my most recent memory would have been the young lady who came to the event in nothing but chainmail.
Yeah.
That's all she
Oh
wore
god,
was
it's got a
chainmail.
pinch. Not even
Well-
like felt lined.
Just to show that the fact that SCA takes her so seriously, she was asked to leave.
Yep, she was
It wasn't
almost
appropriate.
immediately asked.
That
She needs
is
to
great.
leave.
I do not want my nipple to get pinched in between those
The
things.
SCA is about medieval reenactment. It's an actual non-profit group. They're
Yeah.
there for a reason. That sort of
I worked
pandering
with
just
someone who
doesn't-
was very active for a long time in there.
Matter of fact, I don't even like comparing SCA to cosplay groups or
Nope,
groups
or
like that
LARPing.
because it's not really what they're doing.
Boffers.
People from the outside like to mix them, but
I do want to beat the shit out of someone with a foam sword, though.
It's not
It just
foam.
sounds... No, I'm not SCA.
SCA is not
Like,
fun,
it's-
man.
Amp guard.
Don't even.
No, like
Raton, yeah.
Yeah.
It just don't even get into the ring with these guys.
Oh
Literally.
no.
Well, that's another thing. They've got a whole MMA style.
Yeah, just saw it. Comes through my Facebook every so
Yeah,
often.
MMA style SCA medieval fighting.
And they're beating the shit out of each other. Like, I don't know how they don't have concussions.
Yeah.
It seems like they're using steel
They
swords.
probably do.
There is an Indiegogo campaign for a suit of armor that is supposed to be like for old style broadsword fighting. It's like high tech. It gauges where they were hit and assigns points based on it.
Attack.
That's pretty
Like-
cool. That's
I was like, I don't know if this is
You know
going
who
to
won by who hurts
catch
less.
on.
So it's
it's
just
like,
a flesh wound.
Is it like really advanced laser tag? Like the panel lights up when you get hit or something?
No, none of
That
that.
would be awesome.
It doesn't. It doesn't have any of the like. No indicators during the fight itself. It's all
Right.
determined after.
Hey,
But
guys,
imagine if you did that though. Like if you could make armor that like changed color or had a HUD,
Yeah.
you know, and then
and
you
then
could,
you had a laser sword.
Yeah.
And they were like.
now we're talking. And then if we could just get rid of the armor and move to robes.
There
who
was
wants to go do laser tag?
Does that
I'd
place
be-
even exist anymore?
I do-
Yeah, there's one over there.
I do
that
airsoft
direction.
or like milsim before I do laser
You
tag.
have fun getting hit
I'm
with actual
weak and
projectiles.
soft
Yeah,
Really.
that'd be fun. But no, speaking of like lightsabers and stuff like that, they
We already talked about the Thailand
I
thing.
know.
Well,
But-
no, they
no,
have,
there's this video from the World Fencing
Oh, the
Championship
the actual
yeah.
foam lightsaber.
where they have like their lightsabers and it's not much better. It starts out really well, but kind of degrades into not much better choreography than Phantom Menace, but it's still pretty awesome to watch and pretty cool. Magpie, what are you doing?
Giving
She
Jared a lap dance.
is gonna sit on Jared's lap.
Oh, that's our other special guest.
Yeah,
What?
special guest Maggie.
Maggie, the dog.
She's a dog.
She's a mixed breed.
She's fat.
She's
I
staring at
gotta fat
Mike.
shame the dog.
Yeah,
We're part of the same group. Whatever.
look at those eyes.
We recognize-
So, what major fandom do you ascribe to, Ryan?
I'm pretty general with everything. I don't really delve too deep. I see a lot of people getting burned. Obviously, that's kind of where the conversation started. I like horror movies a lot. Campy, 80s stuff. So I am excited to get to Ash vs. Evil Dead.
It was like watching a hour-long movie. It was
That's what I hear, yeah.
So
Hopefully, because I know a lot of TV shows will suffer from like the pilot being amazing, and
Yeah.
then the director or the showrunner leaves after that one.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, obviously.
hey, it was shaky for a couple of seasons, but it's a lot better now.
I enjoyed it. I've seen
pretty
like
good.
3 or 4
Well,
episodes.
my
seasons.
wife is a big fan.
But
and
better is not like they set the
Yeah.
bar so low. They're like,
Yeah.
it's better. I guess.
I say,
Maybe it's intentional. Well, let's make it suck.
It's better than Elmo, but
right.
like where do you
Oh, that
stop
fucking
that?
White Devil.
But no, I just spend a lot of times doing art. It's hard to consume when you want to create.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
that balance is really difficult.
You get afraid of ripping someone off.
Yeah, oh, right, exactly. I Fallout 4 is coming out. I'm really like itching to get a PS4, but I'm like, I can't do that to my career. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll just buy a new graphics card, and download it for on Steam, but I can't do that either,
Because
again,
your career.
Well, yeah, because I do all my art on my PC, so like I would just be playing,
Yeah.
Because I have 3 monitors right now,
Don't
so
want
like
the 10
I'll
minutes.
get one of them.
I've been
and
having
Fallout
that
4
trouble.
would
I'm
be-
like supposed to be like writing comic reviews with the Marvel stuff. I'm like Diablo 3, just
Well, I'm using the time that I'm playing Tales of Zestiria as an excuse. I'm like, I'm gonna review this.
You're gonna
after I'm
review it,
done.
yeah.
So
So yeah, I think I finally went into Steam the other day and I saw how many hours I sunk into Kerbal Space Program.
yeah,
161.
but you don't have time to play the Battleborn
Casual.
with me.
Nope. I don't
What kind of
have.
casual has 160 hours in the game?
Within less than a month.
Yeah, but
My
you don't-
wife
Yes, your
has
life doesn't
well
have a
over
life.
500 hours in Civ.
We know.
your wife is a special woman.
How does she even keep playing? That doesn't even make sense. What?
It sucks you in. It
She even
literally
plays without
does.
barbarians. Like,
That's kind of boring.
What?
No idea.
I know!
What?
Anyway, I think we're getting off on a whole nother tangent, and that's what kind of this whole
I,
format's about.
I like that tangent though because it's very relevant to
Yeah,
something
but-
near to my heart.
It-
We can finish it up. We got
Okay.
this.
Whoa. I didn't realize it was your format.
Well, it is now. It is now. Give that mic over here.
Every day we're shuffling.
Give me your money.
You got to fly.
I am the format now. Look at me.
No, but it is dear to my heart because I love doing game design and game creation, and
You have your
Just-
game of the week.
basically, yeah. I mean, I get an idea and I run with it, and it is difficult to think, well, this game is a lot like these, and look at elements from those games. And there are some times where I will abandon an idea completely because it's like I just don't feel like it was original enough. And
Happens in programming a lot too. Like you'll be like, "Oh, this is a good way to do this,"
Oh, it's
and then
already
you'll be
been
like, well, "That's the exact only way to do it," and somebody else has already posted that, and
well, that's
now it looks like I'm stealing their shit.
That's what's great about open source software, though, is if someone does that and you think you can make it better, you take it and make it better for
Well, it's not
everyone.
good for school because then they're like,
Yeah.
"Plug this into here, and it looks like you cheated." So
Right, exactly.
We really need to get you, like, I need to give me a list of all the ideas you've had. I'll pick which one is, like, the most appealing, marketable, whatever, and then get you excited enough to finish it.
Or just get somebody
all my
else to
ideas
do
are
it.
finished. They just have to be
okay.
produced.
Like AJ, just like because he's got one produced, doesn't he? He has one.
He's
board
moving
game.
into actually finding someone to print and produce his game, and I love it. I think it's a very original idea. It focuses on a board that actually moves.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
the
a
seasons
great
one?
idea.
Yeah, so the board is divided into seasons, and that board moves as you play.
Yeah, that's compelling.
Interesting.
It is. It's very unique and very fun.
Don't you pick like a
You
aspect of a season? Or
you play a
Should we
spirit.
really be talking about this? Like, it's
Yeah,
let's not.
let him-
Yeah,
Maybe
let's-
we'll get him in for career
that'd be
workshop or
great,
something.
yeah.
It would be awesome, but
Yeah, I don't want to talk about his shit that isn't done yet without his permission.
that's a good point.
We can bleep
Please
all
don't-
this out.
Please don't.
Whoever steals this idea is going to make an awesome game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game design element is a big part of it because it's easy to get so obsessed with an idea, and then if I fall to the wayside playing other games, my time and attention gets lost in that, and that's a big part of I've been trying to use my phone less because I think the greatest thing I can do to myself to be a content creator is to allow myself to get bored. You know, you've got to let yourself get bored because then that inspiration hits you.
Right.
So-
You know, I've been listening to podcasts for like 10 years now or something like that, and I'm always having like other people's thoughts in my head, like almost constantly. I feel weird not listening to a podcast or
Oh, yeah.
something, like when
Yeah,
I'm
me
driving
too.
or when I'm doing dishes, or I'll put it on my tablet when I'm in the shower. But I'm realizing like that's really kind of detrimental to me as like a creator,
Yeah.
because I'm rehashing stuff like subconsciously. You know, I don't realize it because I'm just taking in so much information.
Right.
So if you just like almost starve yourself of
We'll have to get over the initial like anxiety, like I'm going to like die from not
Oh, yeah?
consuming.
Yeah.
You feel like you're missing out?
Yeah, oh, constantly.
Yeah.
What? Why aren't they updating?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's, and I think it's like that with really anything people are into.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to cut yourself off.
I listen to a lot of podcasts because I don't really go to the internet for news, and I don't watch TV for news, and I don't use my phone for news. So sometimes that's the only way I get like, oh, that's coming
That
up or something
happened.
like that.
That's absolutely.
that's something that you see when you become a fan of something and you don't realize it's happening, that you feel like the creators owe you something. So like you're saying, like when they don't update or when you're starved of that almost connection between you and the creator,
I don't.
you get angry with it.
I think
You're
you've come full circle to the like why fandoms kind of eat themselves alive.
Yeah.
It's because
It's a sense of
they
entitlement.
take
entitlement. Yeah.
stake in ownership.
Quit being entitled, you fuckers.
Yeah, no, we
And
do it
us.
too.
I know. I was
Like if-
talking to us too. We
If-
listen.
Like recently, I think we talked
kinda
about
messing
the
with
new
you,
the new Spider-Man cast call for
Well,
what's his face.
not only that, we're all guilty. We just said that we don't like Jar Jar Binks in the original
yeah.
trilogy.
But,
But
I mean,
we just did it
Everyone's a
to.
hypocrite. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it's-
varying levels of.
he owes it. He owes us a better movie.
Right.
So I don't. As far as like the podcast thing, I don't really feel so much that they owe me. It's just like when you get used to it coming out on a certain day. That
It's
not
entitlement,
the same thing with the
anyway.
comic stuff. Like when
I
like
need my Harmontown
oh,
now.
we're not going to get comics on because the New Year's falls on a Wednesday. It's like
You get that itch. It's still entitlement, and I think that's a pretty good place to end
Oh,
it,
man.
like Ryan said, because we
I
came
made
full
one.
circle.
mainline Harmontown got so depressed.
Shit, yeah, man. Like, holy crap. That movie is great, though. Like, if you
Yeah.
guys haven't seen the Harmontown movie,
Oh, and it's worth it because he's a brilliant bastard.
well, he's an absolutely brilliant, broken man that knows he's both.
Yes, and it's
And-
interesting to see him.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Dan
Dan
Harmon, the
Harmon.
creative community.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and Rick and Morty.
They have a movie that followed him around during his tour.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll check it
and
out.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So that has been our loot table, guys. 47 minutes and 12 seconds of nonsense, give or take a couple minutes if we cut stuff out.
I like this format.
Yeah, I mean it gets us primed for the day ahead
Yep.
because we do this.
Yeah, I really love how I'm going to sleep and then go to the next day.
Shut up! I'm gonna punch you.
Just because your sleep schedule's off doesn't mean you need to bring it
Anyway.
on.
Off. You mean normal? Jesus.
It's been Taco,
Mike the Comic Guy.
DJ,
Space Case.
EV0.
and Jerry.
Fuck you. I say my name. The fuck?
And very
Thank you again
special
for...
guest.
Ryan Wheaton.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thanks,
joining
guys.
us. It's been good.
Look forward to him on a creators workshop.
Yeah, and maybe Weeaboo
Maybe depending on the time.
on top. Find out.
If he hasn't already been scared of the incredible heavy topic he walked in on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.